Hey everyone, Call once again. Welcome back to another movie review, and moving on. And now the next review I decided doing is it's a very a simple horror film. You know how the film is, the story is simple, a little big. Yeah, it could be. I thought it was before stuff like this was made in 2008, so this is like a horror film that was like better, one of the better ones. You know, one of the few good horror, scary films, you know, of these days, you know, personally, you know. But of course, most days horror films are not even that scary anymore. Like most times they're dumb and stupid, you know. But once again there are those few films that do impress me, you know. So like well, watch out what I'll get what I'll do those other reviews sometimes. But first, I want to get to another film now reviewing The Strangers. The Strangers stars Liv Tyler, who was in the first the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and also in Armageddon, you know, and also Scott Speedman from Underworld, you know, starred in Underworld. And like I said, this is it's a simple horror film, you know, but it can be really well, a lot of people say it would be scary, you know. Cause I saw this film in the theaters, and I was sitting in the theater, and there were a lot of people in the theater, and they got really terrified. I heard a few screams like you know. I never got scared of it, you know, but I could see why though. And the film was directed by Bryan Bertino. Forgot how his last name, you know. And this was supposed to be inspired by true events. I think maybe because the director said that he based it on something that happened. Let me just want to quickly say, I think it's something that happened because like about how some people staring people out their windows. I don't know what it is. Maybe I thought that was one. I thought that was one of the reasons though, but I'm not exactly sure though. But anyway, The Strangers. And the film was a success overall. A budget of $9 million, made overall $82 million. So it was a very successful horror film. You know, on a low budget like that. You know, the same thing like The Purge. You know, even in the sequel, The Purge 1 and 2, those are low budget horror films, and those were big box office successes. You know, but this one has I recall, has a 6.2 on IMDb and has a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, so the film had mixed reviews, you know. But but why do I like this film? Okay, it's like I said, it's a simple story. That you have a couple, Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. They come back from a wedding reception, and then as soon as they get to Scott Speedman as James, his summer house, and he proposes to her, and she kind of says like she's not ready yet, you know, not ready to get married, you know, and then like the relationship on that, you know, kind of like, well, what's gonna happen? What happens next? Well, after she refused, you know, kind of felt like their relationship was going nowhere after that, you know. Then all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. There's a knock on the door, and there is a woman. And I thought that was a good little creepy twist, you know, because this woman just says in a very calm, low voice, you know, saying, "Is Tamara here?" And she says no, and she says okay, and leaves, you know. But of course, you know that she's one of the three of the strangers, you know. But just that the little creepy little one line twist, you know. That was kind of a little creepy, you know. It's like, okay, you maybe got the wrong house, you know. There's no Tamara here, you know. So yeah, so that's that one little twist I thought was a little creepy, a little bit of creepiness, you know. And then after Scott Speedman, he leaves, and Liv Tyler is all alone in the house. And of course, you get that scene that's on the poster, you know. Liv Tyler is standing like right here, you know, with the kitchen. And then all of a sudden, in the very distance, one that's the stranger that stranger right there with the mask, also just slowly, not saying a word or anything, just all of a sudden just appears right behind her, you know, not doing anything, not saying a word, just staring at her, you know. I thought that was a very probably a lot of people would say about that scene is probably think that was kind of the most one of the most scary thing, one of the most scary things I would say, you know, with the whole entire movie, you know. And of course I like how he's just standing there, not doing anything. All he just does is just standing there, you know, just staring at her like this, you know. And then by the next scene he's gone, you know. And the film, you know, becomes throughout the whole film how the way these the three strangers, you know, wearing masks, you know. There was one guy and two women, you know. One of the women was the one at the door, you know, wearing masks, and how they're terrifying Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, you know. Like when Liv Tyler goes over, opens the curtains with she's holding a knife, and all of a sudden, bang! Right, this guy is right in her face on the front of the glass door, and she screams. And of course, that's where she accidentally knocks that record player, you know, keeps on repeating on that same loop, you know. And she's hearing banging noises, and she's yelling, "Go away," you know. And Scott Speedman comes back, you know, to get a shotgun, you know, was one the stranger is knocking down the door with an axe. And one of the Mike's friend, James's friend, which is the other guy's name is Mike, comes there seeing what's going on, you know, as he's slowly walking, and the stranger's right behind him but doesn't know it. And then James accidentally shoots him, you know, thinking he's one of the strangers, shoots him right in the face. But then how the way the series of events, you know, how they're tormenting the couple, you know, I thought was the kind of a neat thing, you know. Of course, like what was there was another film that was kind of like the strangers. Oh yeah, The Purge. I don't want to talk about The Purge. I did not like the first Purge, even though maybe the second film they say it's an improvement over the first film. But give that film a look to see if it is improvement over the first film, because it has received more higher ratings than the first film. So I have to wait and see on that. But then eventually they get captured, you know, and then they're all tied up, you know, and then all three of them just standing there right in front of them staring, you know. And Liv Tyler asks us why you're doing this, and the main reason why they're all doing this is because the woman says, because you were home. You know, that it's very calmly saying, because you were home. That's the reason why they're all doing this, you know. So yeah, then they all take turns. They're all stabbing them both, and Scott's maybe he dies, you know. But Liv Tyler, she's still alive, you know, because two kids, one of those you know, the two were like those kids, you know, selling those stuff for churches, you know. Even at the start of the film, it takes at the start of the film shows the kids were already there. And they called the 911, you know, saying there's blood everywhere and this and that, you know. And then it shows them at the end again how they first arrive at the house and they see the bodies there. Scott Speedman's dead, you know, and one boy approaches Liv Tyler, and then she grabs his hand and starts screaming. And that's it. So yeah, I thought like this was basically short because it's a simple story, you know, and there's not much talking about, you know. There's like a couple in a summer house and they get terrorized by three strangers, you know. I don't know more I could say on that. So it's just like I said, it's a simple story, you know, and the premise and the actors, you know, Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, they were decent, you know. Showing how they're afraid of the strangers, you know, and how the other, and plus also you never get to see, I thought it was a good way to keep that suspense, you know. They never show their face, the three strangers, you never saw their faces, you know. So I thought that was a good thing, you know, not showing their faces, because one, you never know who they are, you know. So, well, for the woman who was at the door before, it was too dark to see her face, you know. But yeah, so yeah, that was a key, that was a good thing, you know, not showing their faces, you know. Though that's the way to keep that suspense, you know. Um, and the creepy moments, like when the first woman knocks the door saying, "Is Tamara here?" You know, that little creepy twist, you know, just whatever, you know. It's like, okay, you got the wrong house. Where there's no person here. It's like, okay, and leaves. Um, then of course what a lot of people like is with that scene that's also on the, like I said, it's also on the poster, is Liv Tyler standing in the kitchen, not knowing that the man is right behind her, but doesn't notice, you know. I thought it was like how when you're looking at it, you're saying, oh, he's right there, you know, but he's not doing anything and is just standing there, you know. I thought it was like, oh, he's right there, you know, but you know how the way you acknowledge it, you know, you think he's all of a sudden coming out, just standing there. He's like, oh my god, he's in your house. Like, oh my god, he's in your house, you know. So yeah, that's one of the other very good couple. I would I wouldn't say scared, because I was never scared by this film. Of course, a lot of people were though, but a lot of the time when I saw this in the theater, people were scared of it, you know, terrified in the theater though, but I wasn't. But I do understand though. I get the concept, you know. So yeah, this one's a short one, because I just said there's no need for me to go any further, because it's a simple horror film, you know. The low budget film, but was a very successful overall, you know. This is this unrated version, including the theatrical version. I just stick with the theatrical version because the uncut just didn't have that much, you know, except show a little bit more blood, you know. But that was it though, so I just stick watching the theatrical version, in my opinion, though. But so yeah, that's my review for The Strangers, and so that's my review for The Strangers. Thanks for watching. Take care, and hopefully stay tuned on more movie reviews. And then I just continue on doing more movie reviews over, you know. So that's it. That's my review of The Strangers. Thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.